Hello everyone and welcome back. It's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today I have the curated bead box for January 2021. As you can see, the theme this month is called the Old West, and we have a label right on the front of the box that describes everything that's going to be inside. We have SKU numbers here. You can pop into their sister site dollarbead.com to find out where you can get more of these items. And the cost of this box is $20. They ship to the US, and I have a generous coupon code for the first box. It's OOJ35%. That'll save you 35% off your first box, making it only $13 shipped to your door. Now, this is one I recommend for especially newer beaders if you like working with just plain round beads, pretty much just stringing items. This is a great box for you, and it's a great box to get started into jewelry making because they also include a findings starter kit. So let's go ahead and take a look inside this month's box. Everything is inside, wrapped up nice and neat. And here is a look at what we have to check out. We have several strands and we have some bagged items in our finding starter kit. So as usual, I'm gonna get organized. I really like the color palette of this, by the way. This is quite pretty. But anyway, I'm gonna get organized and then we will jump into this and take a look at everything one at a time. All right, here is a peek at our very first strand, and this is called the Light Olivine Duo Style Glass Beads. It's a 16-inch strand of 12mm chunky glass beads, and you can see the little bit of variation in color. You have some olive greens and even some mustardy yellows, and you can see that effect inside where they're supposed to kind of imitate gemstone beads from afar. So here is a closer look at these and the holes, and everything seems to be intact. And the next strand, we're going down in size a little bit. These are 10mm olivine duo style glass beads. This is also a 16-inch strand. These are definitely more olive green and just slightly more opaque than the first strand, but these would go together pretty nicely. These also have that textural element inside where the glass is kind of translucent, and you can see how they have filled in the inside of these beads a little bit to give these that textural element too. Bead strand number 3 is another olivey green strand. This is called Khaki Jade style glass beads. This is an 8-inch string. These are also 10mm, and these are a little bit more opaque. They are kind of more of that creamy jade style effect look that you get from these types of beads. You can see the painted coated outer color over the clear glass. So make no mistake, these are not top of the line high quality beads, but these are still very, very wearable and workable beads. There's nothing wrong with these at all. And this is that type of box. You're getting more of the less expensive types of beads instead of genuine, say, jade or Czech or Austrian glass. And that's another reason why I say these are great boxes to get you started in particular. The next strand, we're going down another size. These are 8mm. These are the pink and gray duo style glass beads. So again, like our other ones, we have the textural element inside where you can kind of see through the glass into the inside, where it makes the glass beads look more interesting and a little bit more stone-like from afar. So we have a dove gray sort of a background with, I would call it a rosy pink sort of striation inside of this combination. And then another strand of 8mm beads, and these are the soft plum jade style glass beads. This is a long 16-inch strand. You can see just like those other olive green ones that were jade style, these are kind of that milky glass to imitate the jade a little bit. And a beautiful color to complement the olive green, which is not usually one of my favorite colors that I'm always drawn to. Not that I won't work with it or like to work with it, but I think that that pink, that dusty mauve-y pink, is such a great complement for that green. And then we're bringing in another color with these 8mm silver team and school glass beads. We get these a lot They are a thickly coated glass bead, and these happen to be in a really soft gray. There's a closer look at the holes. I haven't had any trouble with the paint or coatings flaking on these at all, just to let you know. And this is a lot of beads to work with, this light gray being a good neutral too. So not only would it go with this palette, but would go with a lot of different color palettes. And then we're looking at a strand of 6mm olive glass pearl beads. This is another really long 16-inch strand. Tons of beads to work with and a nice complement to the other larger olive green beads that we saw, and also those pink mauve ones. There's a closer look at these. I don't see any flaking or chipping or any issues. Sorry about my Pomeranian's hair. I swear I try to lint roll and everything before I do any videos, and there's always a hair somewhere that pops up. But you guys with little doggies and kitties and bunnies and all that, you understand. So these look to be in really good shape. Very pretty shade of olive green that would also complement a lot of things, kind of deep and dark. And then we have a strand of 6mm light Labradorite style glass beads. This is a 16-inch strand, very long too. And you can see that they do kind of imitate the look of Labradorite just a little bit. They don't have quite the chatoyancy or any of that color play or light play that the Labradorite usually has, but they definitely nailed the color of the Labradorite. And all the beads are just slightly different, which is what you expect to see in gemstone beads. So I think that's a pretty decent little imitation that they did. And then next we have a strand of even smaller beads. These are 4mm charcoal crackle glass beads. It's another 16-inch string, and you can just barely see the crackled effect inside. Maybe if you look through with the light going through them, you can kind of see, but they're pretty dark charcoal gray round glass beads once again. That complements our other beads. I think if I had to sum up this color palette, I would call it maybe like romantic. It kind of reminds me of maybe some of the dresses that they would wear in the Old West. We have another strand that is bagged up, and I will take these out. And we have some more mauve. These are some 6mm round cat's eye beads. It's on a 5-inch string. Some of mine have come off, but that's okay because they were bagged up, which was good. And there you get some of that light play on those cat's eye beads. That's kind of fun. So you can see how the center of that has that interesting ring of light that bounces around. And then our last strand, which I think is pretty cool for this box, is a string of Indian agate gemstone chips. So these are actual gemstone chip beads, Indian agate. They're pretty chunky and irregular, all quite a bit different, and they range in size, it says, from about 8 to 10 millimeters. So just like you expect in Indian agate, you get the different tones of green and other neutral earth tones, and sometimes a little bit of mauve, which brings that whole color palette together, even some gray. The next item we have is a bag of these dusty pink, it's called Inside Color glass seed beads, or as we know them as lined. These are size 11-0, and it's a 1-ounce bag. Quite a few in here. That will be a lot to work with as well. And also pulling together the color palette that they have set for this month. And then to get into a couple of extra things, we have some charms. We have these little 12 by 16, says these are cowboy boot metal charms. So some little quirky cowboy boots. They are double-sided. If you really wanted to get into the Western theme of this box, you could use these alongside with your beads, as well as our cowboy hat. So these are 4 pieces again, metal charms, and they are in these little cowboy hat shapes. So again, if you wanted to really get into that Western theme of whatever it is that you're making, that definitely complements the theme. And then the last thing, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, is they include a finding starter kit. So this is going to be similar each and every month, but it could change in color from silver to gold, things like that. But you do get a variety of all different things to go along with your beads. That way you can make some things directly from the box. So what can you find in there? Well, you can find some stringing material. We have some elastic stretch cord. We have some bead stringing wire, and we also have some memory wire, all in the silver tone, which happens to match the charms. And we also have some earring findings, some fish hook ear wires, and also some of these silver toned head pins. And then other staples like our Lobster Clasp. There's a bag of these in the same tone, and some crimp beads, and also some jump rings. So lots of contents inside. I think the amount of beads and what they send is always very generous. Like I said, this in no way is a box full of your more expensive top of the line style beads, but there's nothing wrong with that. And the only reason I say that is just to compare and contrast between the different boxes and things that I share with you guys on a monthly basis, because different boxes are right for different people's needs. And especially with the coupon code OOJ 35% off of the $20 with free shipping, getting a box like this for $13 to your mailbox is a very good deal, and would also make a great gift for somebody you might know who might want a little pick-me-up right now, especially if they're staying at home like a lot of us still are, and maybe they want to get into jewelry making. This would be a great way to give somebody a little gift to get them started. The themes change each and every month, so next month's theme will be something totally different. But I do want to say I do like how inventive their themes are. It's not necessarily always seasonal and things like that, like the Old West. I think that's pretty clever of a theme, and some of their past themes as well. If you're interested in checking out past unboxings for them, I do have a playlist, so you can check that out. And if this video was helpful for you, I hope you'll give it a big thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate that. And please subscribe while you're here. Hit that button so you'll be notified when I am posting more beading content. I have lots of new things to come, and I'm excited to be back for more. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this color palette or anything else you'd like to say. And until next time, I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your day. And as always, happy beading.